Leon here with the Songwriter's Mentor. And last time I talked about two great songwriters that have recently left us, Bill Withers and John Prine. And I thought it would be interesting in this video to analyze one of John Prine's most famous lyrics. Now, this is not necessarily going to be an in-depth analysis, but what I want to do is read through the lyric to the song Angel from Montgomery and give you my impressions of how this lyric is constructed and kind of what it does to your brain when you're listening to it. You know, it's interesting. Different songwriters have certain strengths or certain characteristics about their writing that everybody remembers. So, for example, if you ask a lot of musicians, what do you think of the songwriting of Paul McCartney? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the man could write a tune. You know, he had so many songs where even if you just play the first three notes, you knew what song it was. Now, Paul McCartney is not necessarily as well known as a lyric writer. In fact, some of his lyrics are kind of, well, to put it charitably, they're kind of silly. But boy, could he write a tune, and that's what he's known for. Now, John Prine is not necessarily well known for his great melody writing. His melodies were functional a lot of the times, and his chord progressions were very simple, the old three chords and the truth kind of writing. But boy, do people remember his lyrics. In fact, everything that I was reading about John Prine shortly after he passed away, everybody had to quote something from one of his songs. For example, everybody would quote Angel from Montgomery, or probably the one that they quoted the most was, "There's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes. Jesus Christ died for nothing, I suppose." And boy, how powerful are those lines and what images they conjure up in your mind. So let's take a look at Angel from Montgomery. Everybody knows the music, everybody knows the tune. It's very simple tune. But the lyrics, just a few things about them. This is just coming off the top of my head. I don't have any script I'm reading from here. I just have the lyrics in front of me. He starts out, and you think of the impact that a line like this would have coming from a guy in his 20s. I am an old woman. Immediately, a picture comes to mind. You're thinking of an old woman. And he goes on, named after my mother. Okay, so already we know two things about this character. She's old, and she was named after her mother. And then she says, my old man is another child who's grown old. So there's another evocative line. He was a child, she was a child, and now they're both old. And he goes on and he says, if dreams were lightning, thunder was desire, this old house it would have burned down a long time ago. Now, one of the things about John Prine's lyrics that I find fascinating is that he makes you think. You know, you're kind of filling in some of the holes, not holes, gaps, I don't know, but immediately you have this mental picture of somebody who had dreams, who had desires, but somehow they were thwarted because she's in this old house and she says, you know, if dreams were lightning, thunder were desire, this old house would have burned down a long time ago. Well, because she said it would have burned down, obviously it didn't burn down. And why? Because something happened to those dreams. Something happened to those desires. So much meaning packed into four short lines. And now here's the famous chorus. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Well, you can interpret that in many different ways. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to go. All the feelings and emotions that that chorus conjures up. Longing, despair. Now she's flashing back. She's going back in time in her mind. When I was a young girl, well, I had me a cowboy. He wasn't much to look at, just a free, rambling man. So you have this very vivid picture of what it was like when she first met her partner. And then she goes on to say, but that was a long time ago, and no matter how I tried, the years just flowed by. like a broken down dam. So you have this mental picture of a dam that is broken. The water is flowing over it. Nothing can stop it. It just keeps going and going. Then he goes back to the chorus again. And then in the third verse, there's flies in the kitchen. I can hear them there buzzing. Boy, doesn't that conjure up a picture in your mind immediately? That maybe she's out on the plains somewhere, out in the rural area, and the screen door, maybe it has a hole in it, and the flies are getting in and they're buzzing around in the kitchen. And, you know, a rich person doesn't live this way, obviously. And so she said, I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. And when you're feeling depressed, you're down, things are not going well, you just don't feel like doing anything. And that's what's happened to this woman, that John Prine has taken on this character. And then the final verse, but how the hell can a person go to work in the morning? He's putting it very strongly there. You know, instead of just saying, well, how can a person go to work in the morning? He has to add a bit of an expletive there. So how can a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening, and have nothing to say? So this immediately conjures up another image in your mind of her old man, her free rambling cowboy guy who's now a grown-up old man, old child, comes home from a hard day's work, has nothing to say. Just comes in, sits down in the kitchen with the flies buzzing around, and they just sit there and they have nothing to say to each other. Boy, what an image that conjures up. This is such a powerful lyric, and it packs so much into a 3-minute song. And he goes on and sings the chorus again. Very vivid, picture painting. And you can't listen to a song like this and just go, eh. It makes you think. You conjure up pictures in your mind. And that's the mark of a great lyric writer. And of course, that's what John Prine was mainly known for the power of his lyrics. He could be funny and poignant and sad all in the same song. And he could hit you with lines that just burn themselves into your brain and you can't forget them. And a lot of fans of great songwriting, especially in the last couple of weeks, they've got lines from John Prine songs floating around in their head. Anyway, I hope this has been somewhat enlightening. I'm going to go back and find some more John Prine songs to listen to, but I encourage you to do the same. If you are a fan of great lyric writing, and of course, he counted among his fans such people as Bonnie Raitt, and even Bob Dylan was a big fan of John Prine's songwriting. Chris Christopherson said, he's so good, we're going to have to break his thumbs. I don't know how that would have stopped him from writing lyrics, but it might have stopped him from playing the guitar for a while. Anyway, look up some John Prine songs and also Bill Withers songs. I don't have time in this one video to analyze any of his music. Maybe we'll get to that another time. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. If there are any other John Prine lyrics that you'd like me to go over on this channel, let me know. And if there are any other topics about songwriting that you'd like me to talk about, let me know in the comments, or you can message me through the Songwriter's Mentor website, which I encourage you to visit, songwritersmentor.com. Thank you for watching. See you next time.